welcome to Movies and Milk, where we review movies in roughly the amount of time it takes to drink a glass of milk. And today, in honour of Better Man, we're drinking banana milk. Because he's a monkey. Why is he a monkey? Better Man is a film about the life of pop star Robbie Williams, and if immediately your question is, who is Robbie Williams, then I'd like to take this moment to say hello to our American viewers. Now, I can't think of a more creatively bankrupt genre of film than the music biopic, but I will at least say Better Man was better than expected. So many of these films are just sanitized bores telling us about how artists came to come up with a certain song, and Better Man doesn't do that to its ultimate credit. I mean, Williams has been very honest in the past about the mistakes he's made and the vices he has and the trappings that fame brought him, and because of that the movie is more than happy to divulge his self-sabotage and at times paint him as wholly unlikable. Of course, that takes the shape of sex, drugs and alcohol, and while that's not revolutionary for any music biopic, it definitely gets a lot closer to, say, a Rocket Man than a Bohemian Rhapsody as far as portraying a subject, warts and all. The deeper personal stuff though is what makes this film work. The torture relationship with his father, the arrested development because he got fame at such a young age, and while that's certainly a factor in a lot of films in this subgenre, it's done incredibly well here. Naturally, music is a big part of the film, and Williams has a lot of great songs between Take That and his solo career, and they implement them when they're thematically appropriate. It's rarely the story of the song, and instead it's the songs telling the story. Which sounds confusing, but lesser films have often told us how an artist came up with the idea for a certain song, and we really don't need that. Performance-wise, there isn't much to talk about. It's mostly held down by the monkey. Don't worry, we will get to it. But I do want to mention Steve Pemberton as Robbie's father, who gives a great turn as this sort of fame-hungry and unreliable father, and he does a great job to his absolute credit, but we need to talk about the monkey in the room. Robbie is depicted as a monkey because he sees himself as less evolved because he got famous so early and never got a chance to develop. And that works as a metaphor, and visually it works as well because the CGI is pretty good and Robbie himself does some of the voice work. It is a gimmick though, and it is a sort of a successful one, but also you kind of forget you're watching a monkey about halfway through. And it's an incredibly dumb and costly venture. That basically means they're never going to make their money back. But I appreciate a good swing, even if it's a really stupid move, producers. The cinematography and the choreography of the film are especially strong, and this comes from Michael Gracie, who gave us The Greatest Showman, so it should be no surprise. But it's when the movie goes on these fantastical flights of fancy that it shows its true potential. The film just isn't afraid to get weird with it, and it's totally to the benefit of the final product. Better Man is on the higher end of music biopic films, and it's at its best when it throws off the conventions of the often stale genre. The songs are well utilised and it has a lot of strong points visually. The use of a monkey avatar though seems a little bit unnecessary, but it for the most part does work. If nothing else, the film has enough strengths that it's certainly worth checking out. It has got milk. It's not going to make any money, but it's got milk.